again for watching the replay. And don't forget, on the replay, feel free to tap the screen and give us some hearts. And you can also share it with your friends and dog-friendly friends and family. Pam's here, welcome. Freedom of Peach is here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining. We've got Boomer, we've got Molly, and we have Abby girl. Good girl. Hey you guys, welcome so much. Listen, I'm gonna feed my dogs really fast. Dog Mama's here. This is their food. It's regular kibble, and it has, I'll show you actually, sardines. These are the ones that I generally use. Chicken of the sea sardines in oil. And I put the oil from the one, I use 1 can and I split it up between the 3 of them. And I don't do it all the time. The white powder you can see on top is a probiotics. And so I teach my clients that they have to have their dogs, you know, sit and wait, and then I'll give them the food and then release them to go eat. And I don't always follow my own rules, to be honest with you. So he's waiting just because he was up on the treadmill, but if he was not, he'd probably just start eating. And as long as they're being good, I don't have a problem with that, but good boy. Boomer, release. Good boy. So, and then, let's see, Abby, she can just eat, right? Because she doesn't have any issues, any problems. There's nothing I'm trying to train, nothing that she has any issues with. And same with Molly, right? They can just eat. Good girl. Okay. She doesn't always eat right away. Abby always eats right away. Thanks for the hearts. And Boomer, he eats. He's pretty good. He'll eat at times. But so the only rules I have right now are really probably they're about Abby. She's a little porker, and she'll eat anything, anytime, anywhere, anyhow. And so she finishes her food first, and then she'll hover. She's like a little vulture. And so I don't let her go too close to Boomer, and I don't let her eat out of Molly's bowl. And sometimes if Molly takes food out and puts it on the ground next to her bowl, sometimes Abby will get it, but usually not until after Molly's done eating. I just let Abby clean up the mess so that I don't have to. But that's pretty much it. Totally different. Yes, you're right. I miss MAP. This is easier. Hey, Tony's here. This is way easier than feeding dolphins and sea lions. It's simple. I just put it on the food and I put it on the floor and they eat. Hey, so we got Abby eating, Boomer's eating, and Molly's eating. And I literally am going to do a training session with Abby for you guys on Periscope. And so blocked. So I'm going to do a training session with Abby, and you'll see she will have just finished eating her dinner, and it will not faze her one bit. She just loves to work, and so she will continue to lick her empty food bowl for a long time because the oil's in there from the sardines mixed up with their food. She loves it. Molly is still eating. How's Boomer doing? How are you doing, buddy? Pretty good? Is it yummy? He doesn't always eat all at once either. Sometimes he walks away from his food and then comes back to it. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to show you how I work with Abby to train. Abby girl, you want to do something fun? Come on. Good girl. I'm going to work. I've been training her to do this little weave where she's going to end up weaving through my legs like a figure 8. And so I'm going to work her on that. I'm just going to need to be prepared that whenever Boomer's done, I'll stick him on place. And then we'll see what Molly's going to do. Abby's going to go, here's her vulture mode. Let me see if I can steal anything from, hey! Oh, Molly's done. So as soon as Molly's done, then Abby licks her bowl clean. So yeah, she's a vulture. She's not allowed to eat out of Boomer's bowl until he walks away from his bowl. Hi, Molly girl. Hello. And let's see, Boomer walked away. Is he done? Looks done. Good boy, buddy. You ate the whole thing. Good job. He doesn't always do that. So that's good. I'll pick that up, get it out of the way. Abby girl. Good girl, Molly. She's hopped up on there. Boomer, place. Good boy. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you. Welcome, California. Hey, I want to show you a trick that hey, Steve in the UK, what breed are these, please? Sure thing. So Boomer's a German Shepherd. That's the easy one to guess. These two are just little mutts. They came from a rescue organization that a really good friend of mine runs. and they're sisters, and they are a Shih Tzu mix. We don't really know what they're mixed with, either Beagle or Jack Russell. And then I just wanted to demonstrate training them a trick. So Abby's learning a trick, so I wanted you guys to watch. I'm going to put the camera here in the tripod. Hello! Angel of the Dark. That's a cool. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys are new to me, if you're new if you're just meeting me, and you like what you see, don't hesitate to follow me so that you'll be able to see broadcasts every day. My name is Kim Greco, and I am a dog trainer. I own a dog training company called Paws and Possibilities, and I'm also the creator of our online dog training program called Manners Matter, and we specialize in teaching dogs to have good manners. So I'm so glad that you guys are all here, and I want to be able to demonstrate this with Abby. So I'm going to turn the camera pretty low because I'm going to sit on the, oh, thank you, Freedom of Peach, you're awesome. And you're going to send me your pit. Okay, Nicole, I'll do it. You send her to me, I'll train her for you. But having worked with marine mammals yourself, you probably could do the training just fine on your own. Awesome, so let me get everything situated. Again, like I said, right, she just ate dinner. There is no part of Abby that's going to be, you know, there's no part of Abby that's going to be hungry right now, but this is this is just fun, okay? So let me turn the camera down so you'll be able to see, oh, my tripod's stuck, hang on. So you'll be able to see the floor. I'm actually going to lower this, you guys are going for a ride. I want you to see, I want to be able to see the comments, but I want you to be able to see the floor. There we go. I think that'll be good. So, Abby girl. Abby girl. Let me put you closer so I can see what you say. If you can see. Now, because she is little, I have worked this behavior with her while I'm sitting down, just because it is way easier for me. You're going to be able to see better than that. Good. Good. Molly, up. Good girl. You're not involved in this. Abby is. Good girl. Lie down. Good. Abby girl. Good girl. She's like, oh, we're working right after dinner? How exciting. And, awesome. Okay, so, let me see. I think this setup's going to be good. I think you'll be able to see her. So I'm going to start by luring. I'm definitely going to do this all by luring. And, so the first thing I want her to do is to be able to weave through my legs here like this. So I'm going to have the treats in this hand, and I'm going to put it right here. And then, oh, wait a second, hang on. This way. Sit. Good. Okay, so I put it right here, and then she can come through. I click, and she gets the treat. Camera's perfect. Thank you. I always want you guys to be able to have a good view. And I want to be able to see what you say. So can you see how from the very beginning of training this, the cue for her to do it, the cue that she'll, Molly, good girl, the cue that she will know to do this behavior will be when I step open my legs. As soon as I step open my legs, she should weave through. So you can see how she can learn that pretty easily. Now, don't sit pretty. Good girl. This way. Good. And then I'm going to lure her around. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky in that if I want to start to lure her, laugh out loud, you guys are funny. If I want to lure her, she is adorable. And she's sitting pretty again. That's a pretty, you can't see, but she's just like doing the classic begging where she's just up on her butt. Good girl. And I don't want her to do that, but it's still cute. So if I want her to lure all the way around one foot and then back around the other foot, I'm going to need a treat in both hands. So I'm actually going to, wrong, Molly. Good boy, Boomer. I'm going to put treats in both hands. Stop. Wrong. Good girl. And so that I can lure her with one hand and then switch to the other hand. So watch what I'm talking about. It sounds confusing, but it's really not. I'll start her with this hand, but I'm going to transition her to this hand. And that she doesn't get the treat until after I click. Molly, oh, good girl. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I have treat in both hands, and that I'll give her the cue to start, lure her around. Good. Now, I'm going to do the same thing and have her go a little further. So she's going to end up eating the treat out of this hand the second time around. The first leg. Gosh, I sound like I'm making this complicated, and it shouldn't. Just watch. Girl. Awesome. So she is doing great. I literally haven't worked this behavior with her in like a month. What does the click do exactly? The click exactly tells her the very moment in time that she's doing exactly what I want her to do. So it is like I can take a snapshot of her behavior right in that moment, and then I deliver a treat. Every time I click, she'll get a treat, and she knows that. So she can learn what I'm looking for her to do. Cool? Excellent. And then I'm going to help her less and less. Nice. I just gave her like 2 or 3 treats for that. That was pretty good. And honestly, that was better, probably better than she's ever done before, and she hasn't worked it in weeks. You are very welcome. So does that make sense? I mean, she just looks like she's going to get dizzy. She could do it all day long. But watch my feet. Like, I really want it to be a pretty clear cue to her that for her to do this behavior is when I open my feet up, then she weaves around. And my definition is that she should keep weaving until I click, until I tell her that she's done. So I'm going to put my hands like less and less. I'll try to help her, lure her less and less through it, and let's see how she does. Wrong. Okay, so she got it wrong, finally. But for me, I just say wrong to let her know, whoops, that wasn't right. It's not a problem. But I try to time it so that it's exactly when she did it wrong. So she tried to, instead of weaving back through, go around. So that wasn't right. Wrong. Yeah. Now she's like, what? I'll go spin everywhere. So once I say wrong, I'm going to try to reset so that I'll be able to restart, and then it'll be really clear what it is I'm working. I don't want her to just constantly, she's being nice and patient, I don't want her to just constantly be guessing. I want her to really figure it out. So when I say wrong, I try to regroup and restart. So let's see how she does this time. Good girl. Awesome. She did a really good job, especially after getting it wrong twice, right? So if she's going to get it wrong twice, my goal is going to be to make sure that I can go back and set her up for success. Brilliant. Awesome. So actually, that's a huge thing for me. I want to, and it seems so weird that you guys can't see my face when I'm talking to you. So I'm just going to sit like this while I talk to you, and then I'll do it again in a second. It's huge. This is a huge issue for me. If I'm doing a behavior like this and the dog gets it wrong twice, something has to change. So I helped her with my hand just a little bit more. I didn't want her to go straight across and miss turning in. She missed turning in 2 times in a row. So I did what I needed to do to make sure I pulled her in every time. And then it was like, once I pulled her in, she could keep weaving like that for a long time. So let me do it one more time. And so Boomer's hanging out in his place right there. He's doing awesome. Molly is hanging out right next to me. She's also doing awesome. She doesn't know this behavior. I don't think maybe I've worked it once with her, but she's at a way different stage than Abby. So if you're interested, we could show you. I'll switch them up and you'll see she's way behind on Abby, but Abby just loves learning stuff like this. So let's see how she does. Wrong. So she tracked my hand going down, and then she went off to the side. That's fine. I want her to figure out kind of on her own which way she needs to go as soon as I start the cue. Wrong. So now that was twice that she got it wrong, right? So now I'm going to help her a little bit more so she'll be able to get it right. And I should be able to click at any point, and my goal will be to click at a variable point in this so that she doesn't learn like, oh, I go around twice and I'm done. When you start to teach new behaviors and the dog gets it but then starts to predict, how do you prevent? I do a lot of clicking. So watch. So predict meaning like right now before I start to offer it, before I ask her she'd offer it. You guys can't see. Maybe I will move you back a little bit. She's just sitting here patiently waiting, right? So to prevent that, As I walk, I say down, and now he's downing before I ask. So you just need to click and treat while he's walking. So if your dog thinks that he's going to get clicked and treat every time you say down, then you need to click and treat at times when he's not lying down, because it's literally like your dog is walking around with a piece of graph paper, and if the graph paper said that you got all of your treats for squeezing in between my legs, let's say in this case, you can imagine she would be really trying to squeeze through my legs right now, even though I wasn't asking her for the behavior. But so what I'm doing right now is I'm clicking and treating for her being patient and not offering the behavior. So if you're walking with your dog and he's just all of a sudden dropping to the ground, it's because he thinks that's what's going to cause you to click. But if you click a couple of times for him walking, then you can ask for down and click and treat for that as well. Thank you for your time. Love to follow and really enjoy watching. Stay safe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you switch it up, that will also help. You just need to make sure it's not super predictable. If it's really predictable, then your dog will try to offer it because it's predictable. So for me, you know, you can imagine you get your clicker out. Did she think I was handing her the treat? I was not handing you the treat. If you get your clicker out and your treats out, sometimes your dog will just start offering every behavior they've ever learned. I don't like that. I don't want you to offer behavior unless I ask for it. So I literally will click and treat for not doing anything. Does that make sense? You can have one too. Cool. One more time. Let's see how she does. Good. So did you see how I clicked that right away? I clicked it right away because the last time I did it, I opened up my feet to tell her, like, go ahead and go, and she didn't go right away. And this time, as soon as I did it, she went right away, and I loved that. So I wanted to highlight for her, like, that was great. And I always talk to people about, like, I want you to click when you're really impressed. And in all honesty, in my head, I was like, wow, I can't believe she just started right away. And if I'm thinking in my head, wow, I can't believe it, that's a great time to click. I'm just trying to help her less to see if she can figure it out. Nope. Oh, I should have probably said it wrong. That would have been more aligned with what she's trained for. She just needed a little help, that's all. Nope. Ah, I did it again. So I generally use nope or wrong interchangeably, but I would recommend you just pick one and just use one. So I just used two. I've used wrong in this session and I used nope, but either way, it's just telling her right in that moment that she did something that isn't what she's supposed to be doing. She's not in trouble. It's just giving her information. It's like if you're playing hot and cold, that's the cold. So it's going to be easier for you with your dogs if you just pick one word and I just interchange two. Just so you know. Awesome. So I'm not seeing many comments. I'm also not seeing many hearts. I hope you guys are appreciating seeing this. She's doing a pretty good job, and she's doing great learning it. She feels like she could go all day. Good girl. Awesome. Oh, we got a comment. Let me see. Seems like you're creating a tripping hazard. Yeah, you're not kidding. But she shouldn't do it unless I'm specifically asking for it. So I would reinforce her also for not offering it so that I don't create a tripping hazard. But you're right, and that's really something really important to keep in mind for your own dogs as far as what you're training and making sure that you're not accidentally training something that you don't want. But for Abby, she does a lot of work with kids. And so the kids love to do stuff like that. So I'll have kids stand up like this or crawl like this, and she'll go under them, or they'll sit with their legs out and she'll jump over them. And this will be another one where I'll tell them okay, stand in front of her and step to the side with just your left foot, and then she'll weave around them, and the kids just can't stop giggling because they think it's so funny. So for Abby in particular, she's a pet therapy dog, so I always like to train her a lot of stuff. You can't see her. A lot of stuff that the kids do with her to help her out. Cool? So she just ate. She's not all hungry, but she loves to work. She loves to play. She loves to have fun. Hey, Elias, thanks for joining us. So I'm literally could wrap stuff up right now. I just wanted you to see her learning something new. Thank you so much, Elias, for sharing that on Twitter so that more and more people have the opportunity to see this kind of work. And again, patience, teaching manners is my specialty. So we've got Molly kind of staying out of the way back there, which is great. We have Abby not offering too many behaviors during the session other than what she's working on, just a few. And Boomer's just hanging out on his place right here, kind of next to us, watching the whole thing. And everybody's being good. Easy to train this way too. So if anybody has any questions about what you watched, I'd be happy to answer them. If not, I will bid you all a wonderful evening, and I will see you again tomorrow. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I've got 20 minutes before my kids come home, so I am good to go if anybody wanted to, or even if you have questions not related to what we just said. Your lab is too hyper to learn. Okay, so you are Sandman. I'm actually going to move this. Sandman, if you have seen some of my other scopes, I don't know if you are new to me or not, but I did do some scopes specifically on teaching dogs how to be calm. And you could watch some of them, calming exercise, if you want to look back at some of the, at some of the earlier scopes. You can always catch replays on, if you're familiar with catch.me/KimPawsnPoss. First time, followed now. Awesome. So if you're interested, I could show you real quick. Do you want me to show you really fast a really simple calming exercise? My dogs know it already, so it won't look very hard, but at least it'll give you at least a point to start with. But when your dogs are too hyper, it's really, oh, no problem. It's really bad. Yeah, please. Okay, so I have to grab a leash to show you. So let me put the camera here, and I'll do it with Boomer, but hang on just a second. Let me grab his leash. Boomer always enjoys demonstrating stuff for you guys. Oh, you know what? He doesn't even have his regular collar on, which is fine. Good. Notice, please, when I put his leash on, it does not mean he's supposed to get right off his place. He should wait until I say release. Good boy. And then, literally, if you have a dog that's really wild, which Boomer knows it, okay, so he should technically do this pretty easily. But if you have a dog that's wild and you take the leash and you put it under your foot and you start with it like this is, can you see, like this isn't super tight, but you're gonna wanna, almost like a pulley, like you'll pull up on the leash here, this way, under your foot, so you can tighten it. You're from Russia, thank you very much. So I'm gonna tighten it a little, and he'll feel just a little bit of tension on his neck, and then technically he should lie down because he knows this exercise. That startled me. Abby. She wants to play with Molly now. So, and then you could stand with your foot on the leash like this, and your dog will lie down, and it literally teaches them how to calm down. So when the dog doesn't know this exercise, it's not really this pretty to start with. There's a little bit of struggle, and they might resist this, but what they learn is that, good boy, what they learn is that the moment when they lie down, there is a release of tension from the pressure of the leash. And so what they learn is that lying down offers them a release of pressure, and when they lie down, they're automatically going to be calmer. Yeah, so I can't see your comments. Too far away. Good boy. He is such a good boy. He's a good boy now. He wasn't always a good boy. He has a very interesting history, this one. But he's great now. He is doing really, really terrific. So I'm always super proud of him. He had a really great day today, and we did lots of walking outside today. Yeah, lots of exercises with his walking. So hopefully that will help you, first-time follower with your really hyper dog. And it is just fine if you don't speak English very well. It's the only language I know, so I can't translate things for you. But I love that you're here, and I can appreciate it. Look at him scenting. You'll try it at the soccer game. Right, I know, too hyper to not take it. I get that. And so I would start it inside. Train your dog this exercise inside where the distractions levels are not so high. And once your dog gets really good at doing it inside, you can start to do it outside in areas that are not very distracting. And then after they're good at doing it outside and not distracting areas, you can build up to literally doing it at the soccer game. I do it with him at the soccer game, and it's hard for him at the soccer game because he would like to be running with the kids on the soccer field, but I didn't start with him at the soccer field. I started like this without really any distractions at all, if that makes sense, and build up to it. Cool? Excellent. Any other questions? You guys are awesome. I'm so glad that you're here. So glad you had a chance to stop in. Hopefully it was valuable to see a little bit of what Abby was learning with the weave. It's just really fun to play with the clicker and teach new things. Definitely make sure you're not going to teach something that's dangerous for a tripping hazard, but for her particularly, that is really going to be a great trick for her to know with the kids. Boomer did a good job just watching. Molly, for the most part, stayed out of our way. You know, she got in the way a little bit, but notice I didn't make a big deal out of it. It's just like, hey, you're supposed to be up here, and it's not the end of the world. Awesome. I think that's it. You guys have a fantastic night. Thank you for your time and your attention, as always. I always love that you guys pop in. Thank you very much for the hearts, and of course, thank you for those of you that shared this on Twitter, on Facebook, and with your Periscope followers. Your name is Andre. My name is Kim. My name is Kim, and I own a dog training business called KimPawsnPoss.com. So you can find out everything about me. I did train dolphins for about 10 years, so one of my old cohorts was on at the very beginning. You are very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm glad that you guys are able to be here to stop in. I will have a fantastic evening. You too. Thank you very much, Dog Mama. You guys have a great night. Take care, and I will see you again tomorrow.